Good morning, soul family. This is the perfect song, actually, to start. Around and around and around we go. Now tell me now that you know. Not really sure how to feel about it. Something about... This song is about my twin and I. And you can fast forward if you want. Makes me feel like I can't live without you. I want you to stay. I remember this, the beginning of this song. It was like, are you sure this is what you want? Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys. This is about peer pressure and about, wanting others' approval. Hi, baby chicken. Hi, little girl. She got in trouble with me last night again and for trying to keep me awake. And I put her in the other room, and she doesn't understand why I do that, but I need to sleep. I love you, but I need to sleep. And it's interesting because I was dreaming with my twin all night long, and it was sad what I was watching. Look how beautiful the clouds are. I know they're probably chemtrails. That's, there's nothing I can do about it, but I'm looking at wings. The angels will give you wings to fly. Oh, look at that. I see a dragon. It's a water dragon. Oh, look, you guys. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. So, barn swallow, harbinger of hope, just flew by. That's nice. And there he is again. Hi. Ooh, victory sparrows. Yay. Because what I watched was, I watched my twin with some other people, and they were making fun of me, and, telling him that he, you want this, and why would you want that? And it's interesting because what I heard him say was, she's got reddish hair. Remember yesterday we talked about the kitsune, your best friend, the one that was going to come to help you with red hair. And then they said something else about me, and I don't know if they said it about me or if they said it about him, because half the time I don't know if they're making fun of him or if they're making fun of me, but I think it's me. And the comment was, it's pure alkaline water, and water is emotion, and alkaline is, it's because what I was shown this morning when I woke up was something about him, and that, he had a problem, and the answer was pure alkaline water, meaning he's good, he's healthy, he's good, which made me happy. But I was sad because, I sat there, and it's come to me the last several days, and I thought to myself, what is it about me that threatens them so much, that they hate me so much, that they would, so look how many harbingers of hope are flying around. That's amazing. A little flock of them. How awesome. And then I thought to myself, you know what? It's not that they, and I thought, why are they so worried about me coming into your life? And then I thought, it's not about me coming into their life, his life. What they're worried about is losing him. And I feel like it's almost like he thinks he'll lose them. But he would never lose them. They're worried about losing him. Because he's awesome. And, hi, chick. Hi, baby girl. And I get to talk about my twin like this if I want. This is my page, Spirit said be outrageous in expressing your love, and I am. And I want to share with you. I'll shuffle. You guys can choose if you want your numbers. We're going to do 3 piles, apparently. I just heard 3. And I'll figure out what cards we're going to work with as I'm thinking here. Okay, well, why is it always this deck? We're working with healing with the fairies because we need healing right now, I guess. So I was going to share with you, while I was going through this in my dreams, I was kind of not really sleeping very well. I was kind of just going from one lucid place to another, and I watched these wealthy people that are just, thinking, like, what? They just did not, have any respect for who I was or what I am, or why would you want to go there, and I don't care. I'm not sad about their opinion of me. I'm okay. I know who I am. I love who I am. And I just don't want to have a problem with anybody, I don't like having problems with anybody, and I don't think that there should be a problem between friends because somebody chooses to care for somebody that's different than them. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is that maybe a friend who's pretending to be a friend is actually someone who just really is in love with him. Otherwise, why would it be such a problem? But then I get this message from a friend, Anita Noel Tucker. She's on my Facebook page, and I dream for my clients sometimes, right, and for other people. I've talked to you guys about this, and people have for me as well. So she says, you told me once if something popped up in my mind and wouldn't go away, then I think of a person, it usually means it's a message for that person. Well, these words will not leave my mind. I woke this morning with you and them on my mind. Capital letters. I don't understand it. I haven't heard this song in ages. Maybe you will understand. Love and blessings. And what's interesting, and then she gave me this song, and I've never heard of the song, and I think that I had heard of the band, but it's called Day After Day by Badfinger. Here it is. So I'm going to share it, and this is how Spirit speaks to us. So as I was lying there, thinking about, and I said to him, I was actually saying to him, why are you not hearing me? Why don't you hear me like you used to? We used to communicate so well. He taught me how to channel, and I said, open up, babe. I'm channeling you. I just don't understand why you can't hear me. And she gives me this song. Where is it? And I'm giving it to you guys because maybe this is some, a message for someone else as well. Not to mention it's a message to my twin, and he deserves it. So this is what she got. I remember finding out about you. Every day my mind is all around you, looking out from my lonely room day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you. I remember holding you while you sleep. Every day I feel the tears that you weep. Looking out of my lonely gloom day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you. Looking out of my lonely room day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you. I remember finding out about you. Every day my mind is all around you. Looking out of my lonely gloom day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you. Now, I don't know if that was him or if that was me, because I've done that. I've been where he has been, where he's been hurting, and I've held on to him, and I felt his tears. And if maybe that was a message from him to me. So I just said, wow, thank you. It's my twin. I'm feeling him too. I knew he was missing me as much as I am him, and I don't know why he can't get to me. She says, you've been very patient. And then I said, I think I'll recite this today in the daily reading to let him know I miss him too. And she said, love you. I said, thank you. Much love to you. I appreciate this more than I can say. I've been feeling him so strongly this morning. So, thank you for letting me say that, And as I said, I'll timestamp this, and you don't have to listen to any of this if you don't want. But it was important for me to feel that. It was hard for me to get up this morning because not that I was tired, I was feeling that, that energy, and it was just hard. So if you want to do ABC 1, 2, 3, if you want to do what do you want to say to them? What do they want to say to you? Or what is it that you should know about them? And what is it that they should know about you? And what is it that Spirit is wanting you both to know? Or, and as I said, you or them, it can be whatever. It can be your job, your business, your partner, whatever it is for you. What do you want them to know? What do they want you to know? And what does Spirit say is either coming, or what do they want you to know? I don't care. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't tell anybody what to do. This is taking a while, I know. And I don't know, I'm making you guys wait through this. So we're going to work with the healing with the fairies. We're going to work with the power animals. The reason I'm making you wait through all of this is because I want you to see that I'm not just choosing cards, right? I want you to hear and see that the cards are being chosen by Spirit. I like doing it live. Here, I'll let you see that I'm actually putting these down, so somebody could say, oh, you're not doing it live, we're not watching you. It's kind of hard to do all those things at once. Okay, so I just heard something unusual. So we're going to take, and I don't know who's getting it. Everybody's getting one deep card. And it's funny because, you know, I always think that I'm going to do one thing and then Spirit chooses something different. So I went to reach for the Vampire deck and I got the Fairy Oracle. So that meant I was, and that's okay because I was just going to do the Vampire and the what is it called? The Divine Circus Oracle, which I know everybody loves too. But I'll do one of each. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer reading, I guess. And I guess it's because it's needed right now. So here, let me just shuffle these really quick. Oh, God. I already saw the message to one, but I'll shuffle it away, and if it comes back out again. And it is what I thought. Jealousy. Somebody's jealous. And it doesn't even have to be a female, you know? It could be a family member that just really wants his attention because he's so good and kind and giving and generous, you know? And it's probably they feel as though that will be taken away from them. Why? Why do people feel that if you love somebody, you're going to lose their love? You know? I love my grandson, and he loves his mom. We're not jealous that he loves us both. I mean, there are some people, though, you know, that are, here, let me see, that are jealous of, interesting how they're split. I'm curious about taking, I don't know. I'll take the one on the bottom because that's how I always did, but it's interesting. I'm holding this one to the side because it was odd how it flipped. There are people, actually, there are parents who are jealous of their children, you know, that literally don't want their kids to have anyone else in their life because they have this unhealthy attachment to them. And it makes the child feel bad. I mean, I grew up, actually, what am I saying? I grew up with one of my best friends. Her mother was an absolute control freak, and she had to be in her child's life all the time and with her all the time, and was very jealous. If her kid wanted to, she wanted to be with me. It was weird. Okay, that's for you. And Fairy Tale Oracle. Jealousy. It's such a sad situation, you know, because that just shows that you need to love yourself. That you're not loving yourself. You wouldn't be so insecure, you know. You're nobody's competition. Because if you have to be competition to somebody, they need to be with someone else, right? And you aren't competition. It's all about love. If somebody chooses somebody, allow them to have their life, you know? God, it only pushes you away. All right, here's our little piles. They're actually going to be on. We're at 13 minutes and 11 seconds in. So as soon as I start the first one, I'll bring them up. I'm going to do something. Okay. This is serpentine, it says dragon nodule. Dragon stone, basically. Look at the eye. It's really cool. Serpentine nodule, I think it's called. Dragon's eye. And here's the Happy Buddha. I always think of my twin as the Happy Buddha. And this is my rutilated quartz. And rutilated quartz, it's about telepathically communicating your feelings and energetically healing. And what's interesting is I knocked this off my counter a while back, and it broke into 3 sections. See where it broke right there and right there. And I thought, why did that happen? But 3, full circle completion, the ascended masters, self, higher self, and spirit, you and your partner in spirit. I don't know. It broke in 3 pieces. Okay, so which would you like? Which calls to you? And no, you're not all going to get the same deck. So, figure out what you want. If you want to freeze this. So, we're going to go first with this one. So, 14 minutes and 45 seconds. Wow, we're in a long ways, hey? Sorry about that, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so, serpentine nodule. And this is the vampire deck. Oh, look at my twin. There he is. The silver wolf. The monster within. Internal struggle, personal challenges, wanting to improve. So you see this one playing the violin. This is interesting. I saw that in my dreams a long time ago. And it was the person I loved, and they were playing the violin. And I said, I'm so tired of being played like a violin. That's what I literally said. And I kind of look at that's what's going on. You're being played. Oh, I did get this message, by the way. And I do have to bring it, and it is kind of negative, but I do have to say it. That there is somebody that's in your presence, and you should already know this, so it's not going to be a surprise. The person is probably a Capricorn, and it's interesting because it's a message to me as well, and I don't know who is a Capricorn. My ex-husband was a Capricorn, so it's not him, but it makes me think that that might be just the message in itself, that it might be your best friend. But this person is playing you. They're telling you something that they're going to do, but they've got a hidden agenda, and it's not in your highest good. It's in theirs. So I'm sorry. I had to say that because of the fact that this wolf is being played by this person who is pretending to be giving them something or doing something for them. But they literally are. What they're doing is they're taking their work or taking their ideas, or they're taking their words and twisting them, whatever it is. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know who the Capricorn in my life is, so I don't care. I don't care. I got a spiritual team. You have a spiritual team. So I'm just letting you know that if you were, you know, what it is if your higher self was already saying something, this is just confirmation for you, because you already know. So the monster within, here you can see this girl that could represent a girl or a guy, right? Playing this musical instrument. I'm playing you. I'm right in front of you playing you. I'm telling you that I'm speaking the truth, but I'm playing you. And I can't look at you in the eye. And what's interesting is the wolf knows. The wolf knows. And it's a sad situation. The other obstacle that this could be is that yes, we're lovable. Yes, we know how to be loving, and we know how to use our energy. And we know how to control. Unfortunately, we can control others, and we know how to do it. So there's another message in this, is that because you have that energy, you may be feeling, you're talking about the demons inside of you that you're trying to control. And you're concerned that there's a part of yourself that you know that's inside of you that can hurt someone. And it's a natural part of who you are. I mean, this wolf is a predator. That's how he is naturally made. And you're wrestling with that because I could hurt you. And it's because you've done something. This is where you've been your whole life. This is what I've done. This is what I've got, this ability. I know this ability that I have, and I can use it, and I can hurt you with it. But we all have an ability to hurt another, as well as ourselves. We also have the ability to alter our behavior and channel that energy in a positive way. And just because it's been this way doesn't mean you can't change. We saw a flock of barn swallows outside. They kept circling around and around. They're the harbingers of hope. So you may have a flaw in you, in your personality, that you see, that you've done this your whole life. You know, I have a difficult time with this, and this is how I behave, and I've hurt people, and I would hurt you, and I have. And I'm afraid that what if I did this again? Or what if I don't know what you're believing that you have within you that is going to hurt somebody else, and you're trying to control it. You're trying to master it. And the thing is, you can. That's the thing that's so bizarre, is on one hand, you're saying, yes, you've got this ability, right? But then on the other hand, you're saying you can't control it? Of course you can. If you can control another, If you can do that, if you can use your abilities, you can control yourself. You're very powerful. Your higher self is incredibly powerful. Clearly, you're in touch with a part of yourself. Now, you may say, well, there's a part of me that I haven't been able to control. I haven't been able to control it, and I will hurt you with that. Well, you're setting that intention. So you're looking at your flaws, and you're looking at them as weapons of destruction, when instead you can actually use that energy and use them as tools. Use them as strengths. So if you are awake and understanding of your higher self, you know you have this ability. You have the dragon within you. That's why the dragon came with this. This is about taming the dragon within. And look at the heart. You can tame the dragon within. You've got that ability. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Clearing. Right? So clear those negative thoughts. And don't feel that you are unable to find the good in the mistakes that you have made. They're lessons you've learned. And don't blind yourself to the fact that you are capable of changing your behavior, the way we have every single day that we wake up. We get to change our minds. We get to change the way we're doing things. We get to start in a new way every single day. So at this moment, you are defining yourself. And you are saying that you are a monster. I am not calling you that. Spirit's not calling you that. You are saying that about yourself. You know what I'm looking at on this little wolf? Look at his bottom lip. Remember how I said, actually it was in the video that I shared yesterday. You may not have seen it. It's when I was up in the giant sequoias, the redwoods. And I learned a lot about the California black bear. And the black bear has a lip that has a curl on the bottom, and it's made that way so that it can peel off the bark from the trees to get to the honey or get to the ants or get to its food. This wolf has that too. This wolf is part bear. And the bears can be very, very ferocious and very, very, dangerous, but they're incredibly loving and very protective of their family and their loved ones. And they don't want to fight. They will if they have to, but they don't want to. And you know what? Wolves are that way too. Wolves are very loving, and they are very loyal, and they'll go. They will take another on. If something happens to the parent of one of the pups, they'll take the other one in. They work as a team. My twin is a wolf, and I understand. It's the beauty that's within you that you're not seeing. You're focusing on something in yourself that you see as a flaw, and you're blind to who you actually truly are. So what Spirit wants you to do is use today and every single day to think of new ways that you can deal with whatever you're working with, whatever your frustrations are, whatever your negative traits are, what you call negative. And ask Spirit, help me reshape these. How do I reshape these? And redefine who I am. Because you're a shapeshifter. You're not just one thing. We're not just one aspect. And I've said before, we are not defined by this experiences of what has happened to us, what we have done, our past. That is not who we are. That is the experiences and the lessons that we have gone through and learned, hopefully. We are all spirit creatures, pure spirit creatures that came down to live the duality of the dark and the light and experience it. And it's all on the path to ascension. And that's your challenge, is to go from one to the other. Do you think you're going to stay this way forever? No. Do you think every single day we changed? You aren't who you were a year ago. You aren't who you were 5 years ago. You aren't going to be who you are today, tomorrow. So this is somebody wanting to improve and overcoming personal challenges and having this internal struggle within. But Spirit sees you for who you truly are. You're seeing yourself in such a negative light that isn't necessary. And the power animal is upside down in you. So the power animal, love the squirrel, comes forward to say, get ready for big changes. This is about preparation. I've talked about the squirrel before and how the squirrel collects hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of nuts in their life. And They have no, they bury them away and they forget where they are. And they literally find 10% of the nuts that they buried. But what they have done hasn't gone to waste. So here's a message to you about you judging yourself for the negative qualities or traits that you have within you. You may have a predator instinct. You may have an angry, maybe you lose your temper, right? Whatever you have that's within you. Also, you are loyal. Also, you have deep caring and love. Think about the positive qualities. You have negative qualities, but you have positive qualities. And of the negative things that you have done, you have no idea the positive effects that have been left behind by you. The things that you have done that have helped people in positive ways that you're not even aware of. Because while you're sitting there judging yourself so harshly, you're not seeing all of the beauty within you and how that has affected so many. Just like the squirrel has no clue. They go about their business, doing their thing, moving forward, not even knowing that just smiling at someone, just being friendly to someone, just having a gentle demeanor, just having the ability to listen to someone. I know that my twin has done things that have hurt me, but he's done beautiful things that no one will ever touch. And that will never be taken away. I'll never forget them. So remember this. And get ready for the changes within yourself and within your life. Every time we get this message, there's a different message because there should be. This is a different message coming across. The squirrel is able to move very quickly. They can literally fly from tree to tree. They climb very quickly. They're loving with their family members. They're funny. They love to play. They're adventuresome. They're busy. They're active. They're creative. So use all of these things within yourself to bring about the change that you're wanting to see in your life. Now, this is also Spirit telling you that it's time to get ready for big changes and big changes is highlighted. So there's something coming. I've been feeling it too. We may not know what it is, but something is on its way. Spirit said within this next month, something amazing, an opportunity is coming for us. And so the squirrels, I'm a squirrel. I'm laughing because it looks like I would jump from one thing to another and I can't keep my mind on one thing. I keep my mind on a million things at once. So you're probably a great multitasker. And Spirit doesn't want you to worry and run around. His squirrels kind of look like they're frenetic. They're running up and down and going back and forth. But don't sit there and overanalyze. They're too busy to sit there and overanalyze things. It's not about, if something's coming, get ready, clean things out, prepare. But don't get tied up with going over things a million times. Don't get stuck in your head. And if you need help from your family or friends or Spirit, call out because we've been talking about the animal messengers. They work as a team. It's never by yourself. Even that lone wolf, they're not always alone. They have a wolf pack that's there at the ready. You make that call and your team member is there. Wolves mate for life. They will never leave you. Remember that. Follow your dreams. I love this because I was sleeping in my dreams and I was there. And you've got 3 little cherubs. 3, full circle completion, ascended masters working in front of you, with you, behind you. They're coming to you in your dreams and they're literally whispering things. Look at that little one right there. They're whispering things in your ear. Pay attention to what you're picking up. Your dreams today are your reality tomorrow. Look at the harbinger of hope. You want to talk about hope. The dove, talking about harmony, peace, fulfillment, soulmate connections. Taking it easy, take a breath, relax. And look at this beautiful, beautiful white heron. Could be a blue heron, right? And the herons, they're the ones. The eclectic ones, the strange ones, the ones that people think are weird. Like I said this morning, my twins' family or friends, that they think that they don't understand why he would want to be with me. Like, why? She's weird. She's not like us. But we're all thought that way. We all of us, awakened ones, we're not like everyone else. We are different, and we like that. We don't care about keeping up with the Joneses. We're not concerned with others' approval or opinions. We are able to see an opportunity where others don't recognize anything. And not only are we able to see it, we're able to make something out of that opportunity. That opportunity that Spirit says is coming. And it's a once in a blue moon. Do you know we have a full moon? Isn't it tonight? I think somebody said something about the full moon tonight. I didn't even realize. So maybe tonight's the night to make your dreams come true. I can let you know that tonight is the night you let go of everything that doesn't hold value to you, that doesn't work in your highest good. You release everything on the full moon. Anything that's been weighing you down, making you sad. Because in this dream, this is beautiful. Your dreams can become a reality if you focus on them and you hold on to them. She's got dragonfly wings. Dragonflies say, hold on to your dreams. They're sound and valid. You deserve to see them fulfilled. Fly over your emotional waters and see past the illusion. Look at the little butterfly and recognize the transformation that's available to you. Oh, look at the ferns. The ferns unfurling, new growth. And look, 3 little spirals in each fern. Full circle completion, the Ascended Masters. You're never alone. And look at the little wishes. Make a wish. Right now, make a wish. And look, there's 3 wishes to make. 3 is a really important number. There's so much healing and growth that you're lying upon here. And so much spiritual comfort and support. And the dove is asking you to speak your truth with the color blue. Follow your dreams. Don't allow other people's opinions to stop you from going after what it is that matters to you. Maybe you have an idea that people think are crazy, or they don't think you can do it, or it's just, it's stupid, but it's your dream. Right now, your dreams are trying to get your attention. That's what Spirit's telling me. They're like, hey, you're not listening. We're showing you what you can have. This, I see, this is interesting to me. This is her hip, right? And the rose is coming forward. Now, this is a sexual thing, but this is somebody offering their love to you. That's amazing. That's amazing. And it's sacred. And there are 5 roses there. There's a significant change occurring within your life. Always for the better. It's a good idea to call upon Spirit for help with these changes. But that's a sacred gift right there in front of you, being offered to you. It also shows me this dream that you have is giving birth to something incredibly beautiful. And it's going to be productive. And this is your passion, and you need to follow it. It's on your head. It's on your crown chakra. It's floating around in your mind. You know what this is. It's spilling all around you. And it wants to be given birth to. It wants you to go for it. It's being blessed. Spirit's saying, pay attention. Devote your attention to your dreams. Invest your energy and your time in what you are passionate about, because you deserve the best. So to say that, I deserve the best. I take charge of my schedule and my life. I'm not going to do list after list, but I'm going to get organized. I'm going to pay attention to what my dreams are telling me, and I'm not going to listen. Now here, these 3, I keep seeing these 3. Remember the one duck that was leaving the 3 behind? There's 3 people that are nattering in your ear, and you're trying not to pay attention. This is another way. You're trying to pay attention to your dreams and connect with your dreams, but there's 3 people that are throwing you off. Don't listen to them. Listen to what your dreams are saying to you. The dove is saying, this is a prophecy. This is a fulfillment of your soul. Call on your highest spiritual self and listen to that. 33 minutes and 56 seconds we go for the first pile. Next pile, we got our Happy Buddha. And we're working with the Divine Circus Oracle. I love this. Raw, rare, raw, and real. And here's this one coming out of the darkness. Now, what they perceive as darkness, maybe they perceive themselves as dark. They're a warrior. Look at the warrior paint. And this one could be coming out of the darkness. Like I'm stepping out. I am a warrior. I am real. I am organic. I am raw. This is who I am. Accept me for who I am. I love this. I think these are the words that I spoke yesterday. Organic, raw, real. That's me. You don't want to be anything different than you are. Because what's happening is you're hiding something. You're kind of like, you're in the darkness, but you know your soul's calling you to look out. Your soul wants to shine. And maybe you're not. You know, I'm a warrior. I'm not delicate and gentle and sweet and loving. I have this within, this other within me. I'm thinking of this song by Imagine Dragons, Demons. That's what I'm thinking. That's what this picture is showing me. And this is what this person is feeling. When the days are cold and the cards are all fold and the saints we see are all made of gold, when your dreams all fail and the ones we hail are the worst of all and the bloods run stale, I want to hide the truth. I want to shelter you, but with the beast inside, there's nowhere we can hide. No matter what we breed, we are still made of greed. This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come. When you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide. Don't get too close. It's dark inside where my demons hide. When the curtains call, it's the last of all. When the lights fade out and all the sinners crawl. So they dug your grave and the masquerade will come out calling at the mess you made. So maybe you've done something that you're feeling bad about. Don't want to let you down, but I'm hellbound. Though this is all for you, I don't want to hide the truth. No matter what we breed, we're still made of greed. When you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide. Don't get too close. It's dark inside. They say it's what you make. They say it's up to fate. It's woven in my soul. I need to let you go. Your eyes, they shine so bright. I want to save their light. I can't escape this now unless you show me how. Now here's the message. Are you involved in something that you know is dark and that you shouldn't be doing? You know that. But that's where you're making your money. And you're saying, this is all for you. I'm doing this all for you, for your family, for the ones you love. But you know you shouldn't be doing it. And you're looking for help. And you're asking for help. And you want out. You're saying, it's dark where I'm at. And you're in the light. And I want to save that. I don't want to hurt you. Then stop doing what you know is wrong. And come to the light. And this is the person that's saying, it's dark inside, and I don't know how. I don't know how to do this. Unless you can show me how. Well, Spirit's showing you how. Call on your highest self. Now, maybe this is just the demons inside that the wolf was already talking about, right? I have demons inside. You don't understand what I deal with, my thoughts. Maybe I've got manic depression. I've got bipolar depression. Maybe I suffer with I don't know what you're dealing with, your demons inside. There's a lot of people that deal with darkness. But when you focus on the light and you get away, a lot of times people don't realize that the darkness that they deal with is because of the energy that they are in. That I've spoken about this before. I was shown this before by Spirit. His triggers are his family. They push the buttons that cause the demon to come out. And it's self-protection. And when you get away from those triggers, whoever your triggers are, and it might not be that the people are evil. It might just be that the things that they do aren't good for you. And it pushes your triggers, flips your switch, and something changes. You need to get away from that toxic energy, from those toxic people. There are 3 people that are not in your highest good. You need to remove yourself from that. Whatever it means, you know what it means. Could be 3 things. 3 situations, 3 people, but I get 3 people. And it may be very difficult because it might be your family. And that would be hard. And maybe you have feelings, but if you separate and you're afraid about what's going to happen, I don't know what's coming around the corner, and what if it didn't work out, and what if I walk away from them, and then it doesn't work out with you, or whatever the situation is. What if I go after this job, and I give up my job, and I go after this new job, and it fails. We're always supposed to move forward. We're always supposed to take the risk. Yesterday was all about the leap of faith. And yes, you know what? There's always a chance of hurting someone. Always. There's always a chance that your heart's going to get broken. But are you never going to allow love in because you don't want to take that risk? That's probably what's going on. Are you hiding because you have shame about something that you've done? You're putting up a wall of protection. Maybe it's shame, maybe it's anger, maybe it's fear. But whatever it is, you're putting up this warrior attitude to push people away from you. But you need to love yourself. And be patient with yourself and recognize that you're not supposed to be perfect in this world. We're not perfect in this world. And when you recognize that and the truth of yourself, and recognize the reality of truly who you actually are, you'll realize something very precious that you didn't understand was actually there. A lot of times you feel this way because you've been told this about yourself. It's about revealing the true self, and it doesn't mean about, overtly being outrageously confrontational. It's not about that. And you could be very, it has nothing to do with the way you look. You may be, my twin's incredibly gorgeous. There's nobody as beautiful as him that I've ever seen. But it could be your insides that you don't feel are beautiful, or that you've been told, And see, that's another thing. That's a hard thing, and I'm going to bring that up. Maybe people have put all the emphasis on the way you look, and they don't. It's not who I am. I've gotten that my whole life. I don't want to be loved for what I look like. I want to be loved for who I am, and inside I don't feel good about myself. But see, that's the thing. I don't love my twin for what he looks like. It isn't about that. That's just a bonus. And what I do love about my twin, and I'm saying this because I can, and you can liken this to yourself. So many people don't see the beauty that they hold within themselves. I'm very insecure in a lot of ways. I know that I am. And I work on it. It's hard. I get it. So I can relate. I understand. And I know that there's things in me that people see that I don't see. But there are things in my twin that I have always seen that he probably, it's funny, the things that you don't realize that other people notice about you, that are a big deal. Like the fact that you were able to speak softly, the fact that you were able to say something without being nasty and vicious, because other people have said the same thing but in a hateful way. Yeah, but I have a viper tongue that can come out. Yeah, well, we all do. This is about accepting that there are parts of you that are perfect for someone, for others, for yourself. We all have flaws, but there are beautiful aspects of ourselves, and we have to stop this defensive nature, this self-protection, and pushing everybody away because we see something in ourselves that we think they don't know. What's funny is a lot of times we think, if they found out about this, but most of the time they already know. That's the thing that's so funny. Most people are so busy worrying about themselves, they're not concerned with what's going on with you. They're hiding themselves. And a lot of times the reason that people are judging others is because they feel so insecure about themselves. People that judge others are very insecure. People that brag are very, very insecure. They're very busy worrying about themselves. They're not worried about you. So Spirit's asking you to drop the defense and allow yourself to be willing to show yourself as you truly are. You know what? You aren't expected to be the knight in shining armor. This is what's funny. I talked about this morning. I posted about the seahorse. The seahorse is the knight in shining armor. He is the horse of the sea. Did you know that? But when you look at a seahorse, they're very fragile. They're incredibly fragile. And they're very, very timid and very shy. And it's very, very difficult to keep a seahorse. Like if you were to have one in an aquarium. I'm going to show you the mermaid talking to her knight in shining armor. This is, and you get a longer message. Chivalry, protection. When someone receives a seahorse totem, their sense of chivalry is awakened, the protection of the young and those weaker than themselves. Seahorse people should pay attention to the 2-week time period for their endeavors. Right on. I love when we get time frames. The seahorse brings forth a time of romance. For women, time to choose her mate, and for men, a time to seek out the right woman and court her. A person with a seahorse totem should ask themselves these questions. Is it time to reverse roles, to be the provider or the nurturer? Do I need to be more responsive to my partner? Am I providing enough protection for my loved ones? Seahorses also facilitate contact with water spirits, who may make mortals into their favor and under their protection. Seahorses can be the bridge between the spirit world and the living world. What's your hurry? Slow down, take stock, analyze where you are right now. If seahorses come into your life, he's reminding you to be persistent in your goals while being mindful that you are not too inflexible and stubborn in achieving them. If you are lost or confused, the seahorse is asking you to take a good look around you and your situation, not only physically but spiritually as well, to get a better perspective on things. Allow yourself to be gently nudged in the right direction by the flow of the current around you. When you see the way to move, anchor yourself and stay focused on your goal, because they wrap their little tails. Where is it? They wrap their little tails around whatever they need to hold on to, in order so they're not swept away. Alternatively, this little creature can be letting you know that it's time for you to make your move. You've been procrastinating too long with what makes you feel safe. Let go and take the plunge towards making your dreams a reality. This is going with our first messages. Creature has been long considered a good luck charm. If you have a seahorse as your animal totem, this is my twin. You are most likely a knight in shining armor. You will sacrifice your own needs to help others. You have a strong desire to protect the young ones and those weaker than yourself. With this animal as your totem, there is a gentle strength and serenity about you. You are usually polite, considerate, and courteous. Your features may be unusual, but very attractive at the same time. That's my twin. See, so if my twin is thinking about the demons inside, he needs to focus on this about him, because that's what he has. And maybe this is for you as well. If a man has this animal totem, normal societal roles are sometimes reversed. You may be the caretaker of children and home. A woman with this totem would want her partner to be very involved with the caring of the children. If seahorse comes floating through your dreams, it represents the power of your subconscious. You have a new perspective or different outlook in life. If the seahorse is invisible, then it suggests that there is an emotional issue you're not acknowledging or recognizing. Additional associations, patience, parenting, friendliness, protection, inflexibility, awareness of those around us, perspective, generosity, sharing, high perception, fatherhood, persistence, contentment, letting your guard down, anchorage. Every one of these speaks about my twin. Every one of them. That's the raw, organic, real. So you're getting this message. So this speaks to you as well. So if you fear that you're being judged, this is time for you to turn this around and reveal the preciousness inside of you that is actually there, and allow it to be loved and nurtured. You have to be brave to do this, like the seahorse. And when you do that, when you step forward with the truth of who you are, it always happens that you empower others. You set an example for others that are afraid to step out and be their true selves. People follow your example. You are to embrace the unique qualities within yourself, not see them as character flaws. That gentle, loving, nurturing, protective chivalry that you hold within you is so underestimated against someone who's outrageous and loud and brazen and aggressive. Quiet strength is so super sexy to me. Right now, you want to tell yourself that, yeah, you know what? Strange, beautiful, rare, raw, real, authentic. And in that, I revel who I am, and I will reveal who I am. I have wings of freedom. So ask yourself, what do your wings look like right now? What color are they? What do they feel like? Are they heavy? Are they light? Do they flutter? Are they soundless? Are they strong? Are they gentle? Do they caress? What do your wings feel like? Spirit wants you to be courageous right now. I have the heart of courage. They ask you to look at your heart. What does your heart look like? And if you say black, then love that mysteriousness about yourself. Because the black is your moon. And without the moon, the tide would not be pulled. Nothing would happen without the moon. You've got the feet of an adventurer. Yes, you do. Even if you feel that you don't, yes, you do, because you've got dreams. What do your feet look like? How do you move with your feet? How can your feet help you? Envision what your feet look like. And envision what your wings look like. And what are those power animals? And how can those power animals help you now? What are the feet? What are the wings? And now go to those power animals. Look up their message on Google. What are those animals asking for you to do? And how can they help you? And then your voice. What does your voice sound like? I hate my voice. It's blah, blah, blah. What does it remind you of? Find something that reminds you of. And then find the best quality about that. And how can you use that? What would that be used for in a positive way? Do you know what's interesting and what they call her or him? The black swan. And remember what the swan thought about himself? He thought he was an ugly duckling, but he was glorious. Sometimes you guys get a longer reading. It's just the way it is. Accept your follies. Here's the coyote, the trickster. This is about laughing at yourself when you make mistakes. This is about, okay, we all make mistakes, and I can sit there and beat myself up and be humiliated and embarrassed and hide, or I can recognize what I learned from that, and I can laugh at myself. I can find something funny about that. One day I will. Right now, maybe it doesn't feel funny. But you know what? There's always a time that we've done something that is stupid and that we've embarrassed ourselves. I talked to you guys about that. I talked to you about how I looked back at myself 7 to 10 years ago about how I spoke so openly, and oh my God, it was so embarrassing. My face went red. But now I'm laughing about it. It was pretty embarrassing. It's pretty funny, actually. It wasn't funny at the time. It broke my heart. But if you can't laugh at yourself, you're going to be miserable for a really long time. We've all gotten embarrassed. We've all been ashamed. I've tripped in front of people. I've fallen on the dance floor. I've done really embarrassing things. Remember I told you about my best friend's little girl, Grace? She's a little actress, and her name is Grace, and she's like the sunshine. She's a little Leo, and she is a Leo in the upright, absolutely, a positive. She is a little actress, and she went up to do her little play, and as she went up, Diane said she tripped and totally fell in front of everyone. And Diane's heart, went right into her mouth. She was like, oh my God. And Gracie laughed, and big smile. She just laughed, and everyone laughs too. I've done embarrassing things, and if you laugh first, see, that's the thing. You're so concerned with other people, what they think of you and your appearance, because you've probably been raised to believe that that's the most important thing. But the Crane people, we're not worried about keeping up with the Joneses, so it doesn't really matter. If somebody laughs at you, first of all, they're probably not laughing at you. They're probably just laughing because it was funny. And sometimes people fall down and they get hurt and it's funny. I mean, I went skiing with my stepdaughter and we were in Mammoth, and she was snowboarding, and she took a roll down the hill. I mean, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Now, I had to wait to make sure she didn't have a broken leg. But once we realized she wasn't dead, we laughed until our tears poured down our face. She was so mad at us, but it was the funniest looking thing ever. So a lot of times people laugh. And why do people laugh when people get hurt? Oh my God, that was so funny. There's something within us that, we remember when we did that. And it's like a nervous reaction sometimes too. And then if somebody did laugh at you and it was an embarrassing time for you, why should you care what they think? Because that just shows their own insecurity and lack of love. And I'm sorry if someone laughed at you, if they ever laughed at you, because it's not okay to do that. And they wouldn't be my friends. And if somebody laughed at you in front of me, I'd let them know. It hurts my heart to think that somebody would laugh at you. I don't like that. And you wouldn't laugh at someone else because your heart is as big as the world. So, you need to love yourself. I love that Coyote. I love that trickster. Love yourself deeply and forgive yourself for anything that you feel that you've done. Because we've all fucked up. And you've been carrying a shame and a burden that's way too heavy for you to carry. So you need to learn to laugh. And the sooner you laugh at yourself, the better it'll get. Because then you can move forward. You will laugh one day. And then you'll recognize what the lesson was. Why did that happen? I'm looking at 5 of them. 5 doves, you guys. The doves are gentle and loving and peaceful. And 5, a significant change. And they're all on the move, always for the better. Call on Spirit for help and accepting what was the lesson. See what it's called? The wise fool. We don't learn. We learn from mistakes, right? If we don't make a mistake, if we never made a mistake, we just kind of went along, we wouldn't be learning any new lessons. We all have mistakes that we make. Detoxification. First thing that comes to my mind is detox your negative thoughts. Detoxify your negative thoughts, your negative self-image, because this person is standing there naked in the water, scrubbing themselves clean. So they're cleaning off all the negative thinking and feeling that they've been carrying, the shame. And they're seeing and they're recognizing the beauty within themselves. So detoxify your negative thinking at this moment, right now. That's the very first thing. Spirit wants you to cleanse. This is a cleansing. It's a beautiful, cooling cleansing. I love that spot. God, I want to get to the forest. So beautiful. Ask Spirit to cleanse your mind and your thoughts. Ask Spirit to help you if you have a difficult time with this. But cleansing also your environment. You need to wash that shit off of you, because your shining light, your bright armor is covered up. We saw that yesterday in the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Remember, it popped out and we didn't talk about it long, but that's what we were speaking about, was that because of the energy that was around you, your beautiful armor, your beautiful light was being covered up with dirt. You weren't able to shine. You weren't, and because it was dull that way, your protective shielding, see how it was dark? But underneath there, once you get that toxic energy, the environment that you're around, the people that you're around, the situations that you're in, once you get that and you start cleaning it off, you'll see that gold within you. And that's when your power will come out. And that's when you will see your brightness and you will step into your power. And that's when the people will fall away from you. When you detoxify your environment, that negative energy falls away from you. And then you watch how your health changes, how your mind changes, how your life changes. Mostly what the problem is with you is the energy that's around you, the toxic environment that you're in. And your body wants and is craving for a lighter environment, for a positive, clean, friendly, peaceful environment. Optimistic, bright, forward moving. Now, maybe you need to detoxify your body from whatever you have been polluting it with. Besides the thoughts, whatever it is, you know what it is. You're craving for harmful things. Well, I'm an alcoholic. That's my problem. That's why I'm hiding. Well, you know what? My brother's an alcoholic too. He struggled with it his whole life. There's a lot of alcoholics in the world, and they live successful, productive lives, loving lives, and they love themselves. Everybody has a crutch. Everybody has a cross to bear. We all do. You may think that yours is more difficult than others, but nobody's is more difficult than another. You're not living in another person's body. But we all have challenges that we can overcome and we have to deal with. And some of those things we're never going to get rid of. We're going to carry it. That's what we came in to use as our challenge. With this challenge within my mind or within my body, I will ascend to my highest and best self. And that's what I chose to do when I came to live this life. And Spirit will take what you have and they will use it in a positive way. So right now, Spirit's asking you to get away. They're guiding you away from, as I said, either environmental toxins, whatever is in your energy around you. Like, I'm guided away from the cities. I'm not supposed to be anywhere near the cities. I'm supposed to be in nature. I don't do well there. It's not good for me. That's what I said. No matter who I loved, I couldn't live in a city. It would kill my soul. You are being encouraged to get away from your toxic environment, toxic friends, toxic lifestyle, drinking, partying, drugging, overeating, working yourself to death. That's all toxic. Negative thinking, negative self-talk, abusive people, jealous, gossiping people. That's all toxic. You're being guided away from that. And when that goes away, all the judgment and fear and anxiety and anger and depression, that starts falling away too. It's all about your environment. You can change your environment, and Spirit's asking you to do this. You take excellent care of your body. Now, you may step out wearing the best clothes and you look hot as hell, but you pollute yourself with your thinking or with the people that you are around or what you take inside your body. That's an oxymoron. What's the point of wearing the best clothes, driving the best car, and looking your best if you're destroying your inside? Your spiritual path is what you need to be on. It's time for you to take flight and move forward. All right, 58 minutes. The last pile. The last pile is rutilated quartz. Sorry, we had that. That was the Happy Buddha. So the rutilated quartz, this is, as I said, energetically connecting and healing. So this message, let me just move all my cards out of the way. I've got no room to move on this desk. There we go. This is the Fairy Oracle. Wow, these messages. Light the darkness. Ancestors, ancestral line, generational shift. But now you see this ogre with a little fairy sitting on top of its head. Now, there's a lot of different messages, but of course, with what we've been speaking about, there's a lot about, you seeing the darkness within you and not recognizing the light within you. The light is on your head. Now, ancestor line, generational shift. This is an old guy. This is a wise man. Merlin, you know, whenever you see Merlin, he's not gorgeous. The wizard, whenever you see the wizards, they're usually gnarled and old and they're ancient, right? So this is an elder. And right now the fairy is on that elder's mind, on his crown, and she's listening to what he has to say. He's sharing, he's communicating, they're psychically connecting at this time. That's why the related quartz came up. Another message is, this little fairy is sitting on this gnome's head. This is your crown chakra. So she is highlighting something. There's an inspiration, a thought that's come to your head. You've been thinking about it. You're paying attention to what's going on. You're hearing wisdom from the ancestors. I love that you're hearing wisdom from the ancestors. I love that. The Anasazi may be speaking to you. So right now, listen to your elders. If you're Celtic, I'm Welsh, so the Celtic ancestors. Or maybe there's someone in your midst, someone that's a wise man. And you know what? You know who's a wise man in my life? My grandson. He's an old soul. My twin's an old soul too. I was shown when my twin was coming forward. Remember I talked to you guys about it, and I said, they described him to me. And I knew it was him, but then I said, was he younger? And they said, no, he's older. And I was so confused, but then it was that he was an old soul. So that just because someone is young in your presence doesn't mean they're not an ancient one. Crystal children are very close. They just came from spirit, and they are definitely old souls. So right now, there could be relatives. Who is it in your family line? It could be someone past that's coming, that's connecting with you. Remember, I saw that person that said that the person that was their caregiver had left and they'd gone away. There's an aspect of that person maybe connecting with you energetically. Your grandparent, great-grandparent, could be from a past life. I don't know, but there's wisdom that's trying to come to you at this time. And understanding about your family line, possibly. At this time, you might come across an older person that has some information for you, wisdom that they want to share with you. This is also a message about, this is a good message for me, because this is about not being afraid to grow older. Because I don't like growing older, it sucks. I look in the mirror and I see the wrinkles and I don't have the body I used to have, and you know, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why my twin's family doesn't want him with me. Why would you want that? You could have someone 20 years younger. That's a rough one, you know, but you aren't going to find a young one with the wisdom that I have, and with the compassion and the understanding and the life experience either. And as we get older, see the gray-headedness? This one's lost most of the hair. But what the hair they have is gray. It's wiry. Even the eyebrows are wiry. You think about that, wiry, it's strong. It's knowledge. Don't ever scoff at an older person. They know way more than you have. They've been through way more than you have. They've got a lot to share, and you should listen. Now, I'm being told something else as well. This broke into 3 parts. Remember I said this broke into 3 different sections, and I keep saying that there's 3 that you need to break away from. But I glued them back together. So the 3 that you break away from doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to stay that way. As I said in the very beginning of this entire reading when I first started speaking, I said, you're afraid you'll lose them. But the truth of the matter is, they're afraid that they're going to lose you. And you don't have to lose anyone. You may have to break away for a while, but everything can come back together. It's your intention. And I'm looking at the colors. The light here, and then the dark here. And I'm thinking, is this what you see yourself? I'm the black sheep of the family. But you make up this beautiful crystal. It's beautiful all together. If it was all that one color, it would be boring. So maybe this is you, broken. Chips. And if I had just this one, that'd be pretty. And if I had just this one, it'd be pretty. And if I had just that one, it'd be pretty. But look how beautiful it is all together. Chips and all. It makes it unique. I wasn't going to throw this away. It's gorgeous. We all have flaws. And you know what's interesting? Is when I glued this together, this is stronger now than it was when it was before it broke. It's stronger. It was very fragile. It had fissure cracks. It was about to crack. But after it cracked and it was put back together, it's stronger than it was before. Think about that. So maybe you've cracked. You've broken apart into a million pieces. And you put yourself back together. But you're stronger now because of the lessons that you've learned. And you're not any the less beautiful. With your flaws and your chips and your cracks, you're the sum totality of all of those lessons, and this is a value. You've learned, you've grown, you have something to offer. This crystal in one piece, when it came to me in one piece, it helped me with the energy that it had and with the message that the rutilated quartz brought forward. But when it broke into 3 pieces, it gave me many more messages. I had greater understanding that you might feel broken. And this also looks like me. I have, right here, I had 2 breast reductions and I've got scars across my chest. And you can see them right there. And I had an emergency hysterectomy when I was like 20, gosh, I was too young. And I have a scar right there across from hip to hip. And you can see it. But that's who I am, scars and all. Whoops, right? And that's who you are, scars and all. Does it make you less beautiful? No, look how gorgeous that crystal is. Recognize your worth. You don't see your worth. You may look at yourself and see this, but I look at you and see that. A light, a brightness, a wise one, right? Power animal. Surrender. Oh, I love the otters. The otters, do you know that they hold hands when they fall asleep so they don't drift apart in the water? They're so loving and they're so playful. Have you seen otters? They're so adorable. The otter's been coming up a lot lately. A friend of mine posted a picture. Actually, it was a video and a picture, and he said, "Look what I saw down by the river today." And he didn't know what it was. He's like, "I don't know if it's a muskrat or if it's a beaver." And I said, "I think it's an otter." And so now the otter comes up again. So the otter wants you to know that life can be fun with the right attitude. It's all in the way that you look at it. You're making it more depressing than it needs to be. The otter likes to have fun. It's time to take time out for play. You've been working too hard. They want you to immerse yourself in some creative activity or something that you find joy in doing. Spirit was telling me this yesterday. You're working too hard, Sherry. You've been working too long, and there's something that you love to do, and you need to play. I get this message. The otter wants you to do something special to awaken this joyful attitude, this playfulness within you. It's time to allow yourself the freedom and pleasure of relaxing and letting go of all your daily concerns. This is so much about focusing on what you have to achieve, right? That's your worry. Achieving, ascending, getting yourself to even ascending. Yes, even ascending. But it's not all about, it's all, all work and no play makes Sherry a very dull girl. All work and no play makes Jake a very dull boy. So the power of the otter is knowing that you have the right to take care of yourself and that you have to take care of yourself in order to be of any help to anyone anyway. So the otter goes with the flow in the river, and so you're being asked to allow your tide of life to take you along and find the happy, joyful things in the small things and look at things the way a child would. Remember what it was like when you were little. Accept that what is in your life right now is the way for you to move forward. So you have to embrace the good with the bad, just like this. Take the good with the bad. Grab the joy in every little moment that you can. And allow life to bring you new freedom and love and acceptance within your life. Honor everyone. Everyone has the right to their beliefs and to be who they are, just like you do. Allow things to unfold simply. Remember yesterday? Keep it simple, stupid. Also, the message from Otter is a reminder that you need to rekindle a lost relationship in a playful, upbeat manner. It's time to make it fun. It doesn't have to be heavy and serious. It can be a joke. That letter, remember that once upon a midnight jury, we're trying to figure out what to say? It doesn't have to be heavy. Why don't you start listing off all the fun things that come to mind? When I think of you, I think of this. And think of fun, happy things, playful things. As the otter, as your totem, you are really, really happy when other people are successful. It brings you happiness. And you help other people do this. You're not selfish. You're not egotistic. You're not self-centered. And you don't push forward just for yourself. And you don't have a mean bone in your body. You're not critical or nasty of other people. And you're not a gossip. And you enjoy supporting and building other people up. Clearly, this is an animal totem of my twin. Absolutely. You find everything interesting and you've got a great deal of curiosity. You effortlessly create space in your life for others and you don't judge them. You're not suspicious of them. You have a great deal of happiness and good fortune in your life. And if you've seen an otter in your dream, it symbolizes happiness, playfulness, and good fortune coming. It also shows you that you're navigating through your emotional waters easily with joy. It also suggests that you may be experience or will soon experience bliss or unusual gentleness with a loved one. I love this message. I knew this needed to be shared. As I said, when they were speaking about, somebody said something negative about my twin in my dream, and I heard it's pure alkaline water. And that is healthy water. And then made fun of the person sitting in front, and it was reddish hair. And I said, that's reddish hair. That's the kitsune, which is a best friend. So for everything negative that can be said, something positive will come right back. Raising your standards. Accept more for yourself than less. You've been accepting less for yourself than you deserve. Spirit's constantly telling me this. Raise your standards. Don't take chump change. Don't be second best. Don't take crumbs. Oh my God, I watched that last night in my dreams. There were crumbs on the table. There were crumbs on the table, and it wasn't me. I was with my twin. I was watching, and there was very wealthy people there that were dressed in silver. And the person was getting something ready, and I kept thinking in my head, why are there crumbs all over the floor? Why are there crumbs on the counter? So I cleaned up, and I washed the dishes, and I put the dishes away for somebody. So I was doing all the work. I was working, and I was accepting crumbs. Now, I've had people say this to me about this situation. You're so loving about your twin. You know, where is he? You're so loving, and you speak about him this way, and you're not getting anything. You're accepting crumbs. You should accept more for yourself. What I do from unconditional love. It comes from my heart. And I do that for you guys too. Because am I being paid for this right now? No. Am I ever paid for any of this work that I do? No. Do you have any idea how many hours I devote to my soul family? Most of the people, almost every one of them that I've never met. That's unconditional love. I don't regret speaking outrageously about my twin. He's my twin soul. I don't care if he's here or not. And I don't know what's going to happen. I know we'll be together. I know we will. So if this helps him for whatever he's going through at this time, then I'm happy to do it. And that is how everybody should come forward. Everybody should come from a place of unconditional love. And as I'm talking right now, I've got all the barn swallows doing an aerial dance right outside the window. And the barn swallows, again, harbingers of hope. They're dancing and dancing. Look at them dancing. So beautiful. Oh, it's amazing. I would love to fly. But in your life, there is a situation where you're accepting less for yourself than you deserve. And it might be yourself. You're like I watched in my dream. Why were there crumbs all over the floor? Why were there crumbs all over the table? And the people around me were dressed in finery and silver, and it's like I was doing all the work and they were reaping all the rewards. And somebody said, here, try these on. It was like a sweatsuit. And it was a silver sweatsuit. And I said, no, that's okay. I prefer leggings and to wear leggings. And the comment was, well, if you put these on, they would be leggings. Like I was so much heavier. I mean, the whole thing was about making fun of me, right? Or making fun of the person I was watching. And I thought, it didn't make me feel bad about myself. And what was funny was I put the sweatsuit on and it fit me like a glove. And I thought, you know what? They look good. I was like, when people come across, with the backhanded compliments, those catty comments, that doesn't say anything about you. That just says something about them. It just shows you how nasty they are. There's nothing wrong with you. And if somebody speaks, going back to when somebody made fun of you, right? That has nothing to do with who you are, but everything to do with who they are. And it's really, really sad. When someone is nasty or treats you poorly, don't take it personally. It says nothing about you, but a lot about them. Don't worry about what people say behind your back. They're the people that are finding faults in your life instead of fixing their own. Right? And amazing things will happen today if they choose not to be a miserable cow. Right? So raise your own standards as in what you think that you deserve. You deserve the best. You deserve nothing less than the best. I know I deserve the best. That's why I want my twin, because he is the best for me. So Spirit wants you to commit yourself. Commit yourself. Interesting. I'm thinking about that. Remember the caregiver in my dream and the person that the wolf that had the woman's house coat on. And I said, I know that it's you. And I understand that wearing that house coat makes you feel closer to to your caregiver. Because I said, where's your caregiver? Went back to the mental hospital. It was probably me. Because a mental hospital is somewhere where you are working on your thoughts. You're correcting your thinking. Right? You're getting help. It's self-help. It's healing. It's not a negative, it's a positive. And the fact that house coat, that wolf put on that house coat of the person that was their caregiver, meant that they felt comfort. They drew comfort from that person. And they wanted to wrap themselves in that loving comfort. That house coat was pink. This scarf was pink. So wrap that around yourself, the beauty around yourself, that love. Accept that love and that feeling. Accept the unconditional love that's being sent out to you from me and from Spirit and from so many other people. And recognize that you deserve it. 100%. Look at your beautiful wings. You probably don't realize how beautiful your wings are. When I asked you what your wings look like, did they look like that? I bet they're much more beautiful than you realize. I know what my wings look like. I've seen them. They're incredible. They sweep the floor. They're strong as hell, but they're soft. And the bottoms, they wisp across the ground, and they literally trail behind me like a beautiful gown. They're incredibly powerful and very strong, but very gentle and loving. And I wrap those wings around my twin as I go to sleep at night. They're beautiful. And they're white. They have silver running through them, though. So, do you see yourself this way? Because you know what? You need to raise your standards with the way you think about yourself. You know the life that you were supposed to live, and you deserve to have it happen. So anything negative that you're thinking about, like your body, I do this every day about myself. Every day I think, oh God, when my twin comes, I know my legs aren't going to be in the best shape. I know I'm getting older. It's harder and harder every day. I'm desperate to get back to the forest so I can hike and get myself better in shape. I say that all the time. I spend so much time sitting at this computer. I beat myself up. But we have to love ourselves as we are. There's so many other aspects of ourselves than just that. We have to get to the place where we love ourselves, or nobody is going to be able to love us. And we won't be able to draw towards us the love that we deserve if we can't love ourselves, because we bring to us a mirror of what we believe in ourselves. That's why I see my twin in his highest light. I want to draw us closer together faster. So I have to work on myself. So where did she go? She went back to the mental hospital. Yes, she did. I went back to the mental hospital to work on my mind, to work on my thoughts, to work on uplifting myself. And you feel, and you keep yourself wrapped in that beautiful house coat. And I hope it does comfort you. And the love that wraps around you, it comes from my heart. And it's unconditional. Because we all deserve that. And if you think you couldn't do this, or you couldn't do that, or you can't accomplish this, or you can't accomplish that, You remember what I've always said. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Never let anybody whisper in your ear that you are not capable, because you are. You can turn your dreams into reality. Some people are satisfied to have dreams. Sometimes just live in reality, people. But then there's us who turn our dreams into reality. I've dreamed us into reality. I love that song. I think I dreamed you before I met you. I dreamed you into life. I loved you before I met you. I did dream so many things before they happened, and they happened. So hold on to your dreams and raise your standards in your dreams for what you're expecting to have happen, because Spirit only will bring you the best. Make a commitment to yourself. You're not on sale. You're not a reduced price. You're not a secondhand item. Well, you know what? You might be. You might be just what I find at the thrift store that is absolutely invaluable, a treasure. So somebody else might have put a sale price on you. Maybe that's just so I can afford you. But you deserve the best. That's your sales order. You're going to put it out to the universe. I deserve the best. And you know what? The best for you is not the best for everyone else. That's why when my twins' friends and family look at me and they think no, and they're telling them no, and don't go there, don't do that, because they're looking at life differently. They don't see it through the lens of a spiritual person. And actually, in all reality, they probably don't understand who I am. Because if they did, they would recognize the value that I hold for him. Because I was made for him and he was made for me. That's how it works with twin souls. So, for you, affirmation. I deserve and expect the best in life, and I hold high standards for myself. Because I am worthy. And that's the end of our reading. So, don't be jealous. Remember the jealousy card came up? Don't be jealous that the first group of people didn't get a long message. For some reason, this is just the way it went. This message was from Spirit, so it was for everyone. And you can take, I'm sure, lessons from every single one of these piles. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'm going to start work, and I'm going to be doing it in a relaxed fashion. It's kind of a mixed bag day, right? It's like clouds and sun and blue sky and just kind of easy going. I'm going to eat something fun and get to work. I love you guys.